Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Taya and this is Granola, my retirement forest island. Yay! We're finally finished Granola. I got all the villager photos. It is time to document the heck out of this island before I begin the transition into the next theme, because this is my forever island, so we will not be resetting. This DA will only be temporary until we're replacing it again with Coffee Core, which is the next theme. So let's get started. This is the airport and this is the flag that I created. I'm really happy with it. It's just simple, but I think it's very representative of just like cozy, like a Scouts badge kind of deal. That was kind of what I was going for, like almost an embroidered feel in a way. So that was what I went for on the flag. Coming off of the airport, I just wanted it to feel cozy right away. So I have a little wheelchair rental for all the seniors who, don't have the greatest mobility. We do have wheelchairs for rent over here. I did make that sign myself. I meant to make more signs for the island. It just didn't happen, but I'm really happy with the way that one turned out. I put benches all over this island, so if you have weary bones, you can take a seat wherever you want. I also have all flat bridges and ramp style inclines everywhere. Mobility is king on Granola right now. And then it opens up into a little central well area. I do have a tiny library and again, another place to sit. As is common on this island. And then to the left of resident services, we kind of have a continuation of like a community center vibe. My house is down here. Oh, I should change that. Wreath. We have a continuation from my house down here, which is the community center, kind of connecting it to resident services with this church basement-esque random tables and chairs. We got some soup, we got some scones, we got a little bit of coffee in the back there as well, and some music playing right beside the river, so that's super cozy. And then on the other side of resident services, I have a little newspaper stand, magazines and everything, and I did make a crossword design as well so that my villagers can do their little crossword puzzles, as my grandma always used to do when I was growing up. Coming back down and around here is Eunice's area. She is the sewer amongst us. She is the knitter and sewer. I have many of these tiny shops around the island. This is Eunice's sewing shop. And I like this gyro because he reminds me of a bobbin or like a spool if you've taken all the thread off of it. And there is a little sewing gathering, a little sewing table. Friends can come together and sew over here. There's a little radio and a little teapot and some cookies. And I also included some elements of children being around in this area because I imagine Eunice is also a babysitter, because Eunice is representing my grandma, and my grandma was a babysitter. She loved sewing. So that's why Eunice has everything. Also sheep, yarn, love it. So yeah, coming down onto this beach is more of like a kids themed area where anybody has their grandchildren visiting them from afar can come and drop their kids off here. And then whoever is sewing is also kind of like half responsible for, supervising the children who are playing on the beach over here. I really love this beach a lot. And then we have a little sitting area as well with a teacup and Eunice's house. All of the houses are fully decorated on Granola, so when you come and visit in a dream, you can check that out. I will be dropping presents near the entrance, so all of the brown colored presents are props for you to use while you're taking photos if you like. The red presents are a nurse's outfit, which is pink, which I realize is a choice, but I only had another nurse's cap in the color pink. So you're getting a pink outfit if you decide to dress like a nurse when you come to Granola. And then I have another outfit, which is more like the retiree outfit. And I think it's super cute. So yeah, there are a couple of outfits and some props for you to play with when you come to the island. Coming past the entrance again, I will visit. Oh, Daisy's here. Daisy represents kind of my mom. She has vibes of my mom. This is starting into Elise's Tiki Bar Beach. I just really love the kind of beach boardwalk vibes We do have a member of our community, a very esteemed member of our community who's really into Tiki culture. And so I was kind of like honoring her with this area a little bit too. But I also think this is just such classic retiree energy to just chill out on a beach, making margaritas. I did not realize this blender was on, and I don't know if somebody who is visiting my island turned on that blender. We will find the culprit. You'll be found and you will be detained for using excessive electricity on this island. I've put in a lot of pink accents, pink and orange and greens. It's very happy. And I just love her beach. This was a build that I did really early on, and I still, like, I never changed it, and I always really loved it. Coming back onto the land, I do have a little spot for folks to play some board games over here, and a little bike. And then we have the pharmacy. This is another one of the little shops. I did drop some medicine here. When I first started the island, a lot of my villagers were sick, like a lot. And so I did make this a pharmacy as a quick way as well to come and just grab some medicine just dropped on the ground so that I wouldn't have to go and buy it every time or go into my storage. I would just run over here and grab some medicine. And we have our esteemed squeakoid pharmacist as well. And I could backtrack to show you my house, but I think we'll continue along this way actually first. As you come across this bridge, you arrive at Billy's gym. I think it's so fun to have a little gym, especially it's right near the ocean and there is kind of like a sporty beach down below. But I love how we have these like really granny core like rugs and everything with the giant tassels, but it is meant to be like a workout area. Have a little first aid kit up there in case anybody gets hurt, but it's mostly cardio machines. And we have a little tiny area for weights, but it's mostly cardio. Here is the washroom setup. I have 3 of these areas around on the island, and I really love how they turned out. I was inspired by something that I saw on Pinterest, but this is just a little washroom area because, you know, a lot of our villagers on this island are a little incontinent, so they need a lot of places to go to the washroom at a moment's notice. Billy is currently doing zoomies on the basketball court, so he's making good use of his workout beach right now. He does have the play hobby, so yeah, he's running around in his pajamas on the beach, just you know, retiree things. I also did very lightly decorate the pier, but I really love it. It's just simple. I just put a couple seagulls around. I do have a little volleyball area on this beach too, and then a seating area for the spectators who want to come and watch people play volleyball or basketball. They can just have their little chill time, hang out on the beach. I love it. So just up from Billy's gym, we have Graham's Cafe. I really love how small this build is. Like, it is a tiny yard. He might have one of the smallest yards of any villager on this island, and yet so much is going on. He just loves coffee. He is a tinkerer and like an electronics buff as well inside of his house. He's got those like software engineer vibes. He also loves coffee, which checks out from what I know about many software developers. And then we just have this nice transition area, foresty vibe. There's a Kleenex box, so in case you get the sniffles because you're going through the woods, you can also just stop and blow your nose there. And I have my little workshop. I love this workshop. It has a place for me to upload music to whenever I get songs from KK. And then I have a little mirror back here so that I can change my appearance if I want, and a little place to get dressed, a work table, and also my storage and a garbage. So it's just everything that I need in this one little area. It's very convenient for me on a day-to-day basis. Coming across here, if you come down again, you do get back to my house. On Granola, there are like a million different ways to get around the island, which I think makes it feel even more big because you can loop around and kind of get lost, even though it's not like cramped feeling. And then up here, we have a little seating area. I will tour my house at the end. I just don't want to do it like interrupt the tour of the outside. And to the right of my little workstation, we have an incline up over to Able Sisters, and across the way is Nook's Cranny as well. So I wanted to make this little shopping district area very close to my house, very close to resident services. You come across this bridge and you actually get a really nice view. Oh my gosh, we have a perfect little balloon right there. You actually get a really nice view to my museum down the way as well. So it kind of gets this cute little framing point with this diagonal bridge, and I'm really happy with it. Also, I really wanted to include the river here because if you can see on the map, the river actually does continue from the river mouth all the way up to the north of the island. I almost wanted to connect it over to that little worm on the right there, but I love that worm so much. He probably is going to stay in every iteration of Granola. It just kind of happened with the hop spots. Looks like a little face. Continuing across the bridge, we come to Nook's Cranny, and I put a tanuki outside, you know, for good luck. I don't know if that's actually what it represents. I just think he's funny and I wanted to put him on here. To the right of Nook's Cranny, I wanted it to feel a little bit more like a shopping district, so I did put another tiny shop. This is more like a gift shop though. And in between these two builds, there's actually a little path to go down to the valley behind, which is very foresty feeling. I don't know why, that's one of my favorite transitions on the island, is just this hidden little path that I actually only put in place because I realized that I had another incline I could use, and I was often not able to get down here to Deirdre's house as fast, so Deirdre was often getting forgotten before I put this path in there. I love Deirdre's house. She's got a little foresty home. I imagine that she is the youngest of all of my retirees, and whenever she is like jet setting away on some adventure, she rents her place out as an Airbnb. It's a very cute interior. It has like this cozy 1-bedroom cabin kind of vibe. And she has a little storage shed. And these are those hotspot eyes as well over here. We will continue to the left. She has a little campfire. And then we have another place to go to the washroom, just in case, you know, a retiree needs to hit the restrooms. And then we come to the museum. And the museum just has a little seating area next to it, nothing too complicated, but I do imagine this is where the grandpas hang out. I don't know if it's just so much brown and the like bottles, but this just gives me grandpas hanging out. Like one grandpa would just sit down here and be like, okay, whether anybody wants to visit me or not, I'll be in my space. Okay, let's double back this way and go up another incline, which takes us out of the valley again and to a little bookshop. So this is really close to the museum. It's kind of like the museum bookshop, really. Like if you see something in the museum that you were curious about, you can come up here and just like buy a little book, you know, to explore that topic further. Super cute. There is a little shortcut here, but we will not take it. If you jump over here, you get to the little apiary, little bee spot. Continuing along this natural walkway and around, we have a tiny little fishing spot on the river and all of these white flowers. I had a lot of Lily of the Valley and I didn't want to get rid of them. At one point, Granola was 5 stars. Now I believe it's 4 stars because I have so many dropped items. But for a while, I was generating the heck out of Lily of the Valley, and it seems like such a shame to throw them in the garbage. So I wanted to have a spot where I could collect them all and have a little garden. And I just love the way it turned out, mixed in with weeds and glowing moss. Super cute. And we have a little plant shop over here too, which is so adorable. I really love all these little shops. I just scattered them everywhere. I'm going to go to the left and we can circle around to the right-hand side of the island in a little bit. Really love this area. It was unfinished for so long. This is one of the last builds that I did, but just putting those 2 little ducks, and then I just have this little picnic spot to the left of it. This is reminiscent of my dad passed away when I was very little, and we would go and visit the cemetery all the time with Tim Hortons because I'm Canadian. We would go to Tim Hortons, which is why I have a little carrier case, that little brown carrier case, and we would bring photo albums, which is why I have that little scrapbook, and we would just have a picnic and we would clean up around the stone because it was like a stone in the ground. ground. It is a stone in the ground there, and we would just talk and like have a visit, have a picnic outside at the grave site. So this is representative of that, because if you come down here, there is a little memorial area. And this is not so important now, but it will be as I move on with different themes that I'm going to be doing on this island. I have collected all 10 photos for my villagers on the retirement forest version of Granola, and so I will be putting each one of their photos onto this memorial as they ask to leave and as we transition into Coffee Core. Now, this setup itself may move to a different portion of the island, probably will have to. One day when we finish Coffee Core, I will make a Coffee Core-esque memorial for the Coffee Core villagers, and we'll just build it out like that. Any of the villagers who are staying for a long time, who are like villagers that I've gotten photos of, I'll make a place to have them memorialized. That's my memorial, and that's why I have this little picnic area over here as well. It's a very special little build for me. Coming down, we are back on the first level of the island again, and we have a little market because Dobie has a little hobby garden. He is very proficient. He probably has the biggest yard of any other villager. He has this whole back corner all to himself, this little market stall, and all of these garden area as well. And then onto the beach, he's actually repairing this old boat, painting it. Hopefully he doesn't dip his paintbrush into his coffee. And I just have decorated that rock, that back rock, very simply with a lighthouse on it. I think it's cute. And back here, I actually have a little painting set up. I did see this build like verbatim on Pinterest, but I loved it so much because it has a little boat and the sunset. It almost looks like somebody could have been doing a painting of red, which is funny. So yeah, I like it a lot. Coming back through Dobie's farm and down, we have another tiny shop, which is a little bakery. We'll get to that in a second. But on the beach, I kind of made this into like a little marsh, like a little swampy area with lots of wheat fields and all of that. Coming down further, we have a little sitting area on the beach. I just honestly wanted to include the clock somewhere because I think that's so funny. But I also think it's good because if you're tanning, retiree wants to come and tan, they should be watching the time because you don't want to bake your poor sensitive skin. I hope you have some sunscreen in that bag. And another little picnic spot on the beach with a little campfire. I love this stone path that I have underneath. I actually have used this quite a few times all over the island. This stone path with a leaf campfire over top. I think it's so cute. Back onto the land, we have a little duck pond here. You can come over here to the pond and feed the ducks. Of course, there's a bakery over here, so they have lots of breadcrumbs on hand for you to feed to the ducks then. It's just a tiny little bakery, and if you are thirsty, there's a little water fountain for you. And we can continue back down through to the campsite area. And again, I'm using that leaf campfire on top of that path. I love it so much. Very chill campsite vibes. And then we actually have like a full-on picnic area. So this is where they would have like a community picnic and everybody's hanging out in the sunshine. This is really like what Retirement Forest is all about. You're having a barbecue near the river and you're playing a board game. You got a sandwich, you're reading a book, everybody's invited. If you go back to the left, I did avoid going down this way because the ants. I actually did reorganize this area a little bit. If you've seen this area before, I did change it slightly so that the ants fully go across the path entirely, which I love. And it's so cute. They're just so baby. The monarch, stop. Oh my God. Anywho, coming down to the left, we have our bonfire area. Rock garden, bonfire rock garden might be one of my favorite builds on this island. I think it's so cute. Pull up a rock, sit down, sing a little kumbaya, sing a little I wanna linger a little longer, a little longer here with you, my friend. Oh, that's actually such a sad song. It's such a perfect night. It doesn't seem quite right. But it should be my last with you, my friend. Don't sing it. Don't do it. Anyways, we are back to Graham's house and to my workshop area and to the museum where it connects back. So let's loop all the way back around, go through the shopping district because we did miss a beautiful little transition area south of the shopping district on the east side. We have this cute little path. I love it so much. I'm saying that so much on this island. I love it so much. I love it because I do. I've spent so many hours just on this island alone. I play differently on this island. I play slower because it's my forever island. So I'm really like, I've dragged it out and I love it. So as we come back down, we're back here at this crossword area. And then of course, Eunice's house is down below, but to the right, we have another tiny shop and a seating area, of course, down there. But this is a barber shop. You know, retirees, you want to get your hair done. That's such a lovely thing to do as a senior citizen. Go and get your hair did. Feel freshened up. Girl, get it done. So this is where all the retirees can come and get a perm. And then onto the beach, we just have simple, I love these things for beach decorating, just simple beach decorating. And if I come back onto the peninsula here, I just have a tiny seating area again and another washroom, which I missed on the first time around. But this does lead back down to the sewing shop and to the kids' beach as well. So there's lots of bathroom spots. There's lots of seating spots. I just wanted to make it feel as comfortable as possible for all of these retired folks. There's just so many chairs. There's so many chairs and places to sit. And as you come down through this little path, there is also a nail salon. A nail salon. You can wait for your friend, wait for your turn as they get their nails done over here. And the little light and the coffee cup. I always loved giving my grandma a manicure. When she was alive, I would give her a manicure and just think, this is what my hands are gonna look like in the future because we had identical hands. Oh my gosh, Deirdre, it's not time yet. She's thinking back there. On this beach, I just have another little picnic spot and a little tent. I imagine that this is where people will come to do their little stargazing, comfy, cozy. Here we have a thinking deer. What's up, my love? She wanted to buy an item that I had literally just bought, so I said no. Just continue to do zoomies. So here's my little breakfast place, my little juice bar coffee shop on Granola. It's very much a juice bar, like healthy farm to table stuff. They get all their fresh produce from Dobie, of course. And the reason why this is important that it's here is because on the beach to the right, we have a yoga beach. Oh my God, I love it so much. The yoga beach, I just think it's so cute. I actually made specific mats for specific villagers. So down at the bottom here, this is Dobie's area. It took a lot of convincing to get Dobie to come to yoga class, but he does not want to leave his bag with everybody. He wants to make sure that he watches all of his stuff. So he leaves his shoes over here. He leaves all of his water here. His bag is probably going to get a little bit wet with the water. Honestly, it's a little bit close to the water. This mat belongs to Deirdre. She is over here. This is Deirdre's mat. This is Daisy's mat. And this is Graham. Graham has a crush on Elise. Elise is the yoga teacher. She's got her leopard print, colorful leopard print. She's got her fancy little pillow here, the music, everything going. And Graham is as close as he possibly can get, but he's shy. He will never say anything. He's just tinkering away. He just hopes that she comes by to his coffee shop sometimes. And whenever she hosts Tiki events, he's there. Whenever she does yoga, he's there. Anyways, we do have a little cart that Elise brings from her home every morning to set up for yoga. And she sets out these little outdoor furniture, folding furniture. Everybody leaves their bags over here while they do yoga, except for Dobie, because he's nervous. Back onto the land. Water break. So back on the land, we have a little transition area, just giving those foresty vibes. And we have our worm pond once more, the little face, the famous face. And we come to Boomer's house. Boomer does have a little pond outside of his house, but Boomer is the chef. Not like fine dining situation, but more like he's gonna grill you something. He's gonna make a pizza in this pizza oven that he has over here, and you're just gonna have a party time. He's the party grandpa. He's also a bit of a hoarder. In his house, it's a little bit of a mess. I decorated it to be that way. Oh, of course I did. This whole line is mine. Inside of his house, he is a little bit of a hoarder, but that means, you know, he's got all the little spices and all the little ingredients. He's the kind of guy that if he finds a little jar, a little wrapping paper that looks nice, he'll just save it. And he's fine with that. To the left of Boomer's house, again, seating area, little cute parasol. We're getting closer to Daisy's house. She's fancy. This is probably her parasol. So as we come down from Boomer's place, we have a little apiary. I tried to find flowers in game that were similar to flowers in real life that attract bees. I feel like beekeeping is a very retiree hobby to adopt, so I wanted to include that there. If we come up the incline, we have Daisy's perfumery. I always like including the job of a perfumer on the island because I feel like it's such a cool thing. I like perfume. I'm not like a perfume aficionado, but I think it's also super fun, like a retiree project, candle making and perfume making. So I feel like Daisy just like that was her calling when she was, you know, entering retirement. She was like, I'm gonna get really into perfumery. I'm gonna get really into making soap for everybody, like putting pressed flowers into a candle or into soap kind of thing. To the left of Daisy's house, we have Wart Jr.'s house, and he actually is more of a mechanical tinkerer, whereas Graham is more like electronics and like computers, tinkers with computers. Wart Jr. is more of like the garage guy. Like he is a garage guy. Like in his retirement, he's like, you know what? I got pretty good at repairing people's wheelchairs. So he brings, you know, everybody's wheelchairs that are defunct or like have a squeaky wheel or, you know, something's not going right with it. He just repairs them. He just like refurbishes them for the island as well. And then he just loves to tinker with cars. So like this is a car that he's working on and he's painting it. To the left is Gabby's house. And let me be real with you. Gabby's entire personality is the fact that she's a rabbit and she loves carrots. She has a little carrot farm and she's a baker. So she's baking all the things with a carrot, which to be honest, carrots are a very versatile vegetable. So she's going off on carrots. Carrots are her livelihood. Carrots are her life. Carrots are her passion. Like I said, all of the villager houses are decorated on Granola, so feel free to check out all of the houses. I have some favorites, which are definitely Deirdre and Gabby's house. I also really do love Eunice's house. And there's another house that's really my favorite. Oh, Daisy's house is really cute too. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna change that stupid wreath.
I have a bunny day wreath on my door, and I don't want a bunny day wreath on my door. When I'm doing the final tour, I don't want a bunny day wreath on my door.
Wreath successfully changed out. Now we don't have a bunny day wreath anymore. This is my house. Let's do a quick tour through my house. So the main room is our community center. It's got a little welcome desk. People can come sign into the island. There's a piano in there if anybody wants to tickle some ivories. Is that how you say it? That sounds so creepy. But yeah, if anybody wants to play some piano, there's a little seating area beside a fire and some books as well in that space. No, no, at least no. The left room downstairs is a laundromat. I love having a laundromat on the island because, of course, the retirees probably wouldn't do their own laundry. They have most of them little kitchenettes in their apartments, but they won't necessarily always be doing laundry there or even doing laundry for themselves. So I have a little laundry room in my house so we can collect their laundry and do it for them. Then the back room is a overnight room. So if somebody is not doing too great and they need to stay under supervision, or say they have family members staying over who need an extra room, it is just like a little hotel room basically back there where people can come to stay overnight for a couple of nights or whatever while they're visiting their loved one. Or if one of my retirees needs a little extra care overnight, that is where they can stay as well in my house. To the right, we have my little nurse's office where I can do examinations and have little like consultations with the villagers. If they have any concerns about their health, that we can have a little appointment in my house as well. And then upstairs is a cafeteria, kind of like a buffet style. People can come and just like get a hot meal. Maybe they want to have like they join each other for like a tea in the middle of the day. But this is just like a community center vibe. So I wanted to have like a dining room there as well. And then in the basement is my full apartment. This is where I live. I live in the basement of my house because, you know, all the rest of it is for the villagers. So I have a little living room and kitchen area, a little dining area as well, a bathroom and a bedroom and entryway. So this is my little apartment situation. And now it is time for the final granola montage. I am very excited to share with you this incredibly emotional song paired with some shots from granola from when I had people over to the island as well. So I hope that you enjoy, and I'll see you for some bloopers at the end.
The autumn trees have fallen fast asleep, and in the air, nostalgia everywhere. I hear the faithful brook, she's babbling. Without a care, the leaves fall through the air. Assuredly, I step onto the scene. The evergreens have never haunted me, and in my heart I feel the mighty wind moving me. Seasons change ever so tenderly, and life will die in all its agony. And here we are amidst the out of reach, and through it all you've gone and stayed with me. The seasons change ever so tenderly, and life will die in all its agony. And here we are amidst the out of reach, and through it all you've gone and stayed with me. In awful words, the world will move along. Each day anew, she breathes and sings her song. And in the hour of its tempest fright, she cheeks a grin and bids the world good night, and bids the world good night.
Oh, Lizette, you little. I definitely didn't kill any cockroaches in this room.
Where community comes together, they eat the delicious dinner cooked for them by me. It was cooked for them by me, and I'm an insane woman because I cook all of this every single day, and I also look after them, and I also do all of their laundry. It's a full-time job for a full-time nurse. It probably should be 10 jobs, and they keep me in a basement. The life of a nurse is pretty unglamorous. I had to clean Ward Jr.'s bunions yesterday.
Ma'am, your nose is adorable from this angle. It's really freaking stinking cute. Is this a little too close? Let me check your ears for blackheads or earwax. Ma'am, you have got some lipstick on your teeth. Ma'am, I can see the poly rendering of your everything right now.